Hey friends, and welcome back to Underdog Investing. Today I'm going to talk about Roblox. I'm going to go through some of the reasons why I think that the stock is slightly overvalued at the moment and why I think there's going to be better opportunities in the near future to enter this stock. And to do that, I'm going to go through some of the recent articles that I read that I found very interesting. So I'm just going to go through some of the key points from these articles. Before I jump into this, I'll be very grateful if you can smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for future updates. So starting with the first one from Investor Place. So it says, take your time with the recent IPO of Roblox Stock. So let's go through what they say. So first of all, there is a big opportunity here for this gaming platform. It saw tremendous demand boost in 2020 as lockdowns limited entertainment options for its target demographic, teens and tweens. But with the expectation of vaccines paving the way for a return to the old normal in late 2021, Roblox's blockbuster growth could slow in upcoming quarters. And if results fall short of expectations, this stock, currently still running hot, could pull back. That's bad news for those chasing it today, but good news for those sitting on the sidelines for now. And that's what I'm planning to do, sit on the sidelines and see what happens when the lockdowns lift, vaccines roll out, schools start opening again. I think there's a good possibility that people aren't going to be as involved in terms of playing Roblox every day. And I think this could pull back the stock price. So bottom line, prospects remain bright for this mobile gaming platform, but it's best to wait for the IPO related enthusiasm to fade before buying Roblox stock. So the other thing is, not only is this whole lockdown lifting going to affect the growth of Roblox, but also this whole IPO craze. Like if you look at Facebook, for example, when it first IPO'd, it was selling at a very high valuation, and then it did have quite a significant dip for I think it was the first 6 months to a year or so, and then only after that did it start going up again. Obviously, in hindsight, it's still a good investment even if you invested at IPO, but it would have been better if they waited 6 months to a year before investing. Similar thing with Lemonade. I mean, it came out at about $80, dropped to about $40, and now it's back up to about $90 to $100. So I think waiting is always a good thing. The next one, Roblox stock pops 54%, don't buy now. So they go through some of the reasons why we shouldn't buy just yet. So here are the three reasons. First of all, revenue growth could slow down when schools open up, which is what we just talked about. The second reason is valuation leaves little room for error, because when the valuation is so high, people's expectations become really high, and that results in little room for error. So any slowdown in growth could severely impact the stock. And the final one is the CEO has too much control. So this one I'm not so sure about, but let's go through some of them. So the first one, regarding the risk of slower growth. So I found this quite interesting. So people are spending less time on Roblox this year. According to Sensor Tower, the average US daily active user spent 100 minutes a day on Roblox during the peak months of 2020. However, in the first quarter of 2021, that time declined 30% to 70 minutes, consistent with declines in time spent for other popular mobile games, according to Investors Business Daily. So that's exactly the point I was talking about regarding the lockdowns lifting and people going back to school. They're not going to have as much time to spend on gaming. So that's why it's normal to see that number in terms of the daily minutes spent on games to drop. So 30% is quite a significant decline, but it's something that we expected. And I'm not so sure that this is baked into the stock price, though. I think it could still pull back because of this. So the next part is the high valuation. So Roblox ended March trading at 25 times the roughly $1.5 billion in revenue it projects for 2021. So if you compare it with other competitors, you can see that Roblox is very highly valued. So this price to sales ratio that Roblox has is over 4 times more than the 6 times forward sales at which Activision Blizzard, Electronic Arts, Take-Two Interactive, Zynga, and the newly public play ticker currently trade, and this is according to the Wall Street Journal. So this is what we mean by the fact that it's got a very high valuation, and that leads to higher risk. And the reason for that is because Roblox is a very good virtual reality gaming platform, and that's why there's so much hype around it, and this leads to a lot of expectations. And the problem is, if there's any slowdown in growth, or if expectations aren't met, this could lead to a significant pullback in the stock price, and that's something that I'm looking to capitalize on if that potentially happens. And then finally, regarding the CEO having too much control. So 58-year-old co-founder and CEO David Baszucki, who earned an electrical engineering degree from Stanford, controls 70% of Roblox's voting rights. So that could be great as long as he can manage Roblox so that it exceeds Wall Street's revenue and earnings growth forecasts whilst raising guidance each quarter. But if he can't do that, his voting control means that he will stick around as CEO as long as he wants. With Roblox's growth slowing down, it might not be wise to hold on long enough to find out. So I think this one's quite subjective. It really depends on the CEO. So the thing is, if you look at a company like SpaceX, it's good that Elon Musk has, I think he's got like 51% control. And I think that's a good thing. For someone like Elon Musk, who has such a big vision for the company, no one else can actually do that, do his job basically. So I think it's good that he has significant control. So I think what it boils down to now is whether or not David Baszucki can deliver on his vision, and whether he can lead this company to continue to grow and become successful. So that's really important. But as this article points out, I think it's important to look at how the next few quarters go. And yeah. And then just some good news about where virtual reality is going. So Gucci designed virtual sneakers for hype beasts in Roblox and VR chat. So Gucci, a luxury brand luxury designer brand, actually went out their way to create a virtual sneakers or shoes to sell to people on Roblox and VR chat. And I think this is basically the sneakers that they're selling. And this really demonstrates how even these high-end luxury brands, very well established, are realizing where the world is going. It's really moving onto the virtual world, and if they don't innovate and follow this trend, I think they're really going to die out. So the fact that they've made this move, number one, demonstrates that Gucci is very good in terms of knowing what customers want, and the second thing is it just demonstrates where this world is going. It's going on to virtual reality. People are buying things as though they're real online basically. So this is quite a bullish thing for virtual reality, and I think other luxury brands as well as other companies are going to follow suit on what Gucci is doing. Finally, looking at the stock price. So it closed last week, Friday, the 22nd of March, at $70.5. So it's been quite stable, actually. It's been trading around the $70 region. But personally, I think that this could drop quite significantly in the coming quarters when people realize that the growth is going to slow down, and it's not going to grow as quickly as they thought it would, because 2020 was just a crazy year of growth for Roblox because of the whole COVID pandemic. And I think as we improve, as vaccines roll out, as cases drop, schools open, people aren't going to spend as much time on Roblox. So not to say that it's a bad company, I'm still saying it's a very good company. Virtual reality is where the world is going, but I do think there's going to be a decent entry point to actually buy into this stock. What I would say is another thing that I might consider is maybe buying a small amount now and then just dollar cost average or buy any dips that I see, and that will create an average just in case. Let's imagine the stock doesn't drop, then at least I've purchased a small amount of stocks. So anyway, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.